Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, I will be covering what are routing algorithms, and then I will explain classification of routing algorithms. I will explain what are adaptive routing algorithms, we also call it as dynamic routing, and what are non-adaptive routing algorithms, we also call it as static routing. And then I will explain what is optimality principle. Guys, I have uploaded complete computer network subject tutorials. I will provide that link in description. You can watch from there. If you are watching this video for the first time, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Let's get started. Whenever one computer wants to send data to other computer in network, if there are so many routes available in network, then routing algorithms will find the best route, that is nothing but shortest path, in order to send data. So data will be traveled very fast. So routing algorithms find the best path for data packets to travel from source to destination in a network. Routing algorithms help the network work faster and better. Routing algorithms are classified into two types. At first I will explain what are adaptive routing algorithms. We also call it as dynamic routing. Guys, in dynamic routing, dynamic means routes will change frequently based on network condition. There will not be any fixed route in order to transfer data. So routes will change frequently based on network condition. For example, this is network. In this network, all routers are connected to each other by using links. Links are nothing but cables. Routers are connected to each other by using cables, and this computer wants to transfer data to this computer by using this route. But in this route, so many other devices are transferring data in this route, so traffic is very high. As traffic is very high in this route, so instead of transferring data in this route, immediately this computer will send data by using this route. So instead of this route, this computer will use this route. But again in this route, there is cable break. For example, this link is not working due to cable failure. As cable is not working in this route, immediately this computer will shift other route. So data will be transferred by using this route. So in dynamic routing, routes will change frequently based on network condition. Network condition can be either high traffic or link failure, or if any shortest path is available, data will be traveled by using that path. So adaptive routing algorithms update the routing path dynamically, that is nothing but automatically, based on network conditions such as high traffic and link failures. So in adaptive routing algorithms, routing paths are updated automatically based on network conditions such as high traffic or link failure. The algorithm keep on checking the network condition and update the list of paths in the router. So data will be traveling best way. Guys, in dynamic routing, routing algorithms will find best path in order to transfer data, and each and every path information is stored in router. So in dynamic routing, routers contain each and every information about paths, like what are various routes available. So in dynamic routing, complete information about paths are stored in router. So router will choose best path in order to send data. These are examples of adaptive routing algorithms. They are distance vector routing, link state routing, open shortest path first, shortly we call it as OSPF, and BGP, that is border gateway protocol. All these are examples of adaptive routing algorithms, that is dynamic routing. These are advantages of adaptive routing algorithms. And the first one is adapts to network changes. Guys, name adaptive routing algorithm. That is nothing but these algorithms can adapt to network changes. Like if there is any high traffic or network failure, immediately device will shift to other path in order to send data. And this dynamic routing will provide better performance. If network is busy, that is nothing but so many devices are using network, or if there is any unpredictable network, in that situations dynamic routing is suitable. In dynamic routing, each and every router need to store complete information about various links, like what are various routes available in order to send data, and also each router need to identify best path in order to send data. So in dynamic routing, processing power and memory is required. As router need to identify network condition frequently, extra time is required for router in order to identify network condition. These are disadvantages of dynamic routing. There are three types of adaptive routing, and the first one is centralized routing. Guys, in centralized routing, there will be central node. The central node can be either router or server. Only the central router gathers network information and then makes routing decisions. And second one is distributed routing. Guys, in distributed routing, each and every router contains information about other routers, and each and every router makes decisions independently. And whereas third one is isolated routing. Guys, in isolated routing, routers will take decisions without consulting other routers. Whatever the local information available in that router, Only by using that information, particular router will take decisions without consulting other routers. This is meaning of isolated routing. And second one is non-adaptive routing algorithms. We also call it as static routing. Because in static routing, there will be predefined path. Only by using this path, data will be traveled from one computer to other computer. And this path will not change based on network conditions. For example, this computer wants to send data to this computer. For example, this path is fixed not to send data. Before transferring data between these computers, at first a path is selected. For example, these two computers want to communicate by using this path. So at first this path is fixed. Only by using this path, these computers need to communicate each other. Even though if there is high traffic or any link failure, so even though if network condition is changing frequently, still these computers need to communicate only by using this path, as this path is fixed. And there is one person called network administrator. Network administrator will set this path in order to transfer data. Shortest path algorithms like Dijkstra's algorithm and flooding and fixed routing. All these are examples of static routing. These are advantages of static routing. As when compared to dynamic routing, static routing is very easy to implement as route is already fixed in order to transfer data. So there is no need for routing calculations. So there is no need to find route. These are disadvantages of static routing. And the first one is static routing will not change based on network condition. For example, this link is not working. So data will not be transferred to receiver because this link cannot be changed based on network conditions. Shifting to other route is not possible in static routing. So static routing is not efficient when compared to dynamic routing. We also call static routing as non-adaptive routing. There are three types of non-adaptive routings. And the first one is flooding. As in flooding, each data packet is transferred to all connected routers. For example, this computer wants to send data to this computer. So this data packet is transferred to all these connected routers. So data packet is transferred to this router, and this router. Similarly, these routers will transfer data to its connected routers. Similarly, data will be transferred to these routers, and these routers. So data will be keep on flooding until data is successfully reached to receiver. And second one is random routing. Guys, in random routing, some routes are selected and data will be transferred only by using the routes. For example, this route is selected and similarly this route is selected. So data packets will be transferred to this route and this route until data is successfully reached to receiver. And this path is not selected, so data will be not transferred to this path. And whereas third one is shortest path routing. That's Dijkstra's algorithm. This is one of the example of shortest path routing. In next class, I will explain what is Dijkstra's algorithm in detail. Next, I will explain what is the optimality principle. Guys, optimality means best choice. The optimality principle states that the best route between 2 points in a network can be found without knowing the entire network structure or traffic condition. Guys, I will give an example so that you can clearly understand what is optimality principle. Guys, for example, there is best route from my village to Goa. In order to travel to Goa, at first from my village, I need to go to Hyderabad, and from Hyderabad, I need to go to Bangalore, and from Bangalore, I need to go to Goa. So if there is best route from my village to Goa, then there will be best route from my village to Hyderabad, and Hyderabad to Bangalore, and from Bangalore to Goa. So optimality principle says that if there is best route from source to destination, then all remaining routes also considered as best routes. So from my village to Hyderabad is best route, Hyderabad to Bangalore is best route, and similarly Bangalore to Goa is best route. So all remaining routes are best routes. So optimality principle says that if there is shortest route from router X to router Z, then the path from router Y to router Z is also a best route. For example, this is router X and this is router Z. So if there is optimal path from router X to router Z, then there will be optimal path from router X to router Y, and there will be optimal path from router Y to router Z. So optimality principle states that if there is shortest route between 2 points, then all remaining routes which are connected to the 2 points are also best routes. These are advantages of optimality principle. And the first one is optimality principle will find shortest path easily. So routers need not to perform any routing calculations. This optimality principle is used in many routing algorithms. First disadvantage is optimality principle cannot identify high traffic and it cannot handle link failures. And this optimality principle is not suitable in dynamic routing. For example, link from X to Y is not working. So data cannot be transferred to receiver. And similarly, even though if there is best path from router X to router Z, if there is any high traffic from router Y to router Z, then data will be reached to receiver very slow. So optimality principle cannot handle high traffic and as well as link failures. And it is not suitable in dynamic routing when network conditions are changing frequently. And this optimality principle will help Dijkstra's algorithm and as well as Bellman-Ford algorithm in order to identify best path from sender to receiver in a network.